Hello, I am the cartoonist M. Rashid. This cartoon was inspired from seeing all these white dudes refer to their women as Karens with enthusiasm, as if that isn't his woman, as if that is a completely separate class of group. That's your pair bond mate in the white family. Why are you calling her that? Why are you acting this way? So it's not weird because it's some bullshit attached to it. It's a performance. You're doing it on purpose. So I saw uh, Cynthia G's name trending on Twitter like earlier, and I saw some of the where that was coming from. So that uh, the divisions, the gender wars that are going on in the Black American community is very different than him calling his woman a Karen. Those are not the same thing. The gender wars in our community is an attack. That's a white supremacist attack of divide and conquer to split the black family out. That's what that is. That's why I continuously implore you, stop it. Put all your focus on unification of the black family. No more gender wars. Let all that shit go. You're only being puppets to that. I don't care about how you justify it, but she and this. And I don't. Just stop it. Cynthia G's um, technique for dealing with it is as the shock jock to shake the shit out of you with her approach, and force you to think about it. And I notice the ones who actually do, and I notice the ones who go on attack after her. The argument of like whether she should be taking that approach or not is irrelevant. That's her art. That's how she feels like doing it. But from her position, it's like, this is what's going on. This is what you're allowing to happen. This is what you're going along with. And it's extreme. So her tactic of dealing with it is also extreme. This is how she pushes back. You either get it or you don't. If you don't, it means you're fully into the trenches of the gender wars and you're a fool. That's what it means. My message is bypass all of it. He has no business talking shit on her. She has no business talking shit on him. Get together, fix it, unify the family. In deep work that has yet to be done. Y'all not used to like deep work to keep the family together. You've been doing this gender war shit for a minute now. Reminds me of like I saw some memes about the Addams family showing the relationship between Gomez and Morticia and how it was done originally in the TV, that they did their relationship the opposite of how the early sitcoms were doing the husband and wife relationship, which was always antagonistic and capping on each other all the time, and bang zoom, just being dicks to each other as comedy, you know. And their relationship was designed to be the 180, where they're continuously loving each other like all the time, which I thought was interesting. I'm like, yeah, the sitcoms for the most part were, making fun of each other all the time. And then when they would do like a tender moment, they would hold it for a beat, and then somebody would crack wise and they'd be back at it again, So feeding ourselves that shit for decades, you know. And this, I know, art reflects real life, so there was some of that shit going on in real life. You can catch glimpses of it of the nature of it from like the fences and how Denzel's character like functions in that story, you know, in the running gag of having mistresses, outside the home and all that stuff. So not holding the family together is nothing more than you taking the gun from the enemy and injuring yourself. That's a major do better item, because the black family is like one of the most powerful tools that we use to get through the worst eras of American history. Without the black family, we would have been way worse off. Read this one book that was showing heartbreaking but intense, showing that immediately after slavery was abolished, how the roads were full of people walking, trying to find their spouses that they've been sold away from. Their spouses and their kids, and just the roads were full of it. Full of people like just walking and searching, which throws a monkey wrench in the myth that the black family was split up back then, and what we're feeling now, that was the root cause. Slavery was not the root cause of what we're going through right now. This gender wars bullshit at each other's throat shit. Chances are this began the way it is now during the sexual revolution. And we need to take the parts that have value from that conflict, that social conflict. The parts that have value is the female can vote, she can work and make her own money, like if she wants to, that freedom in society to move around, keep that part. And then the part that attacks the family and throws all traditions out, the baby with the bathwater concept, that needs to stop. You need to reverse all of that. All right, so that's what this the cartoon is about, the Karen concept, and how he's pretending to be in a gender war thing. His gender war isn't like your gender war. Your gender war was manufactured by him as an attack upon you to split you up. His gender war is just domestic conflict in their house over her getting more money, more of a bigger piece of the racism pie than, she just like when a divorce is really hard and the people are going back and forth over the assets, and and it's like that's the nature of their relationship, petty and like extremely like each penny is the count, don't touch my. That's the nature of their relationship. So they're not actually at war. It's like a petty bickering, old sitcom style that they do. They're still a family. You see, mass media splits me up. Mass media is reluctant to show a nuclear black family, if they ever do in the modern day. Mass media will show interracial relationships as the norm for black people, and they'll show the unified, full-on nuclear white family, like it's the norm. They'll support it and just the normal. They'll show that all day, even though he's the one that ran the sexual revolution thing. That was them. They were the directors of that whole thing, but for themselves, they keep what's good. This is a very important concept that I'm going to have to make a note to hit from several angles just all by itself. What mass media tries to indoctrinate you into believing isn't demonstrated by the dominant political identity. All day he's trying to shove that the interracial relationship down your throat, but he shows the ideal family is him with his woman in the nuclear family. So he shows that all the time. Now, because he's the dominant identity, he has the freedom to break those rules for himself anytime he wants to. But even in that, it's not, like we mentioned it briefly before, it's not like a just for fun. It's a form of plunder when he does the interracial relationship, because you have something good that he wants for his family line. That's what that means. For example, if he finds a woman of a different race and she's a wealthy person, then that money is going to go through his family line. He's going to get her, and that money's coming. But also, if she happens to be that type of, let's say she has a parent that was a powerful helicopter type parent who, as an example, made her a world champion level sports star. And that's where her wealth came from and her legend. You know, he not only wants that wealth for his family line, but he knows that she will be able to teach those same principles to their kids, that excellence. He wants both of those. That's the nature of him when he steps out into an interracial relationship. It's always for plunder and him staying at the top. Because if she was in her own ethnic group, those skills and the wealth would go in that, and they don't want that. They don't believe you should touch money at all. They don't want you to have money. They don't want you to have any level of comfort. They want you to drink sludge pouring out of the faucet and just be poor and just, be desperate so that they can, when it's time to shove you back in chains, you'll be, less likely to resist because you'll be so broken down. That's what they want for you. So him joining in and saying, yeah, Karen, and all that stuff, that's performative. It's a scam. Extremely, extremely suspicious. Because the only reason she's doing it is because she's being a mama bear over her wealth hoard, over their wealth hoards. That's why she does it. What are you doing in our neighborhood? Who told you could come here? What's your name? I'm calling the police. Hello, Officer Daniel. Hi, how's your wife? Yeah, yes, it's me. Yeah, me and Kyle were, we see, she's mama bearing over y'all's stuff. So if you're calling her a Karen, you're full of shit. And you're playing the role. It's part of y'all's double dip. Just keep her over there so she can do her feminist thing and get fake protected class, oppressed group benefits, and you all be the dominant super couple. It's bullshit. When you call her a Karen, it's not real. That's it. That's what I got. Peace.